Hello and welcome guys. In this fourth video of brain anatomy series, let's discuss about basal ganglia. Basal ganglia, which is also called as basal nuclei, are a group of subcortical nuclei situated in the cerebrum. Basal ganglia are strongly interconnected with the cerebral cortex, thalamus and brainstem, as well as several other brain areas. The basal ganglia are associated with a variety of functions, including control of voluntary motor movements, procedural learning, habit learning, conditional learning, eye movements, cognition, and emotion. The main components of the basal ganglia, as defined functionally, are the striatum, consisting of both the dorsal striatum and ventral striatum. The dorsal striatum, which contains caudate nucleus and putamen, and the ventral striatum contains nucleus accumbens and olfactory tubercle. Other components of basal ganglia include the globus pallidus, the ventral pallidum, the substantia nigra, and the subthalamic nucleus. The largest component, that is the striatum, receives input from many brain areas beyond the basal ganglia, but only sends output to other components of the basal ganglia. The globus pallidus receives input from the striatum and sends inhibitory output to a number of motor related areas. The substantia nigra is the source of the striatal input of the neurotransmitter dopamine, which plays an important role in basal ganglia function. The subthalamic nucleus receives input mainly from the striatum and cerebral cortex and projects to the globus pallidus. The basal ganglia's primary function is likely to control and regulate activities of the motor and premotor cortical areas so that voluntary movements can be performed smoothly. Let's talk about caudate nucleus. As I said earlier, caudate nucleus is one of the structures that make up the corpus striatum. It is a large, comma-shaped nucleus which surrounds the thalamus and lateral ventricle. And please do remember that it is derived from telencephalon. It plays important role in various other non-motor functions as well, including procedural learning, associative learning, and inhibitory control of action. Relationship of the caudate nucleus. It is in very close proximity to the lateral ventricle. The head is at the floor of anterior horn of lateral ventricle. The body is at the floor of central part of lateral ventricle, and the tail is at inferior horn of the lateral ventricle. Lentiform nucleus. It is a lens-shaped nucleus. The external medullary lamina divides lentiform nucleus into putamen and globus pallidus. The internal medullary lamina divides globus pallidus into globus pallidus externus and globus pallidus internus. It carries the output from the basal ganglia. Substantia nigra. The substantia nigra is situated in the midbrain and has two parts, pars compacta and pars reticulata. It is a band of grey matter which contains motor nucleus. It also contains melanin, which is a precursor of dopamine. The dopamine produced here is transferred to the corpus striatum. Subthalamic nucleus. The subthalamic nucleus is a diencephalic grey matter portion of the basal ganglia and is the only portion of the ganglia that produces an excitatory neurotransmitter glutamate. The subthalamic nucleus receives inhibitory input from the external part of the globus pallidus and sends excitatory input to the globus pallidus interna. Its main role is in the indirect pathway. The direct and indirect pathways are not discussed here. I will upload a separate video on them on my channel. If you like this video, then make sure to subscribe and feel free to give your feedback in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy.